Hey everybody, this is Mr. Longo, and this is going to be a very easy video to work with. All we are doing pretty much is playing with coordinates that have variables, and possibly a midpoint, and we don't have to use the midpoint formula for these. It could be helpful, but it's not always necessary. For number one example, we have coordinate P, comma 0, and we have another coordinate 3p, comma 2q. Now, for this one, we are asked to find the midpoint. And we're just going to use the midpoint formula for this one. So, in order to find the midpoint, we just add our x's and divide by 2, add our y's and divide by 2. So this is going to be p plus 3p divided by 2, comma, 0 plus 2q divided by 2. And 4p divided by 2 is going to give us a 2p. And 2q divided by 2 is going to give us just a q. And that's it for this first one. It really is supposed to be that easy. Now you could also ask yourself another question. If you're just stepping 2 places to the right and you go up 2 p's, then if you only went up 1 p, you'd be at, 2p. Same thing, going up 2 q's, we would only go up 1/2 the distance. That's the other way you can think about it in terms of variables. For number 2, however, this one you would not want to use the midpoint formula for, because that would make things a little bit more complicated than they need to be. So let's just look at what's happening here. In terms of our x value, we went from -8, and then in terms of x's only, we went to 0. So if we want to know what the coordinates of B are, how much further are you going to go? So in terms of x's, we basically went from -8m to 0, which means we went up 8m units. So to get from 0 to B, we have another 8m units to go. So B would have an x-coordinate of a positive 8m. And again, you can tell because you're in quadrant 1 that your x and y values are going to be positive. We have to do the exact same thing again for our y's, though, this time. So look, we went from -4n up to a positive n, which means we went up 5n units. Now, if that's the midpoint, we're going to go up another 5n units to get to B. So n plus 5n is going to give us 6n for a y-coordinate to B. Okay? So that is a little bit different than what you've worked with in terms of midpoints and stuff like that. But really, it's not that difficult if you just think about it in terms of counting on a coordinate plane, both the x direction and the y direction, meaning left, right, up, and down. If you're finding a midpoint, you absolutely can use the midpoint formula, and most of the time that's the easiest way. But sometimes you just have to read where things are going in terms of up, down, left, and right. Okay? That's it for this video on coordinates with variables. This is Longo, and I'm out. See you, bye.